By the way, I think I figured out what Iskra needs to be diagnosed with. ADHD.
Oh, cool. Look at that. It's
working.
Yep. 0 drop frames. Who knows what it was?
So I have re-granted Jay's power to stream. This is what he gets for crossing me. Remember this, people. I have the power to take down the stream.
He was so angry about he was so angry about Kyle becoming a permanent member because it wasn't a part of his contract. So yeah, no.
And other than the fact that Templar is listed as Iska, and the stream froze again. It's up again.
Like,
no, maybe that was just me.
Okay.
Maybe. No, it's still working away.
But yeah, Templar says Iska, but other than that, we're all named correctly.
Templar says Iska, yeah.
So yeah, we did it. But remember,
it's a flying Templar.
Yeah, don't cross me, Jay. I will end the stream with my powers. I know people.
Oh my God! It's like infinite. We're going down. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I'm trying to get things set up correctly so I can actually see stuff.
Since we're on break, how about we push that charity?
Yes, let's do.
Spokesman.
Luna, if you want to, because I've got to get a few things corrected here.
No problem. So this channel is run 100% for charity. This month's charity is the American Breast Cancer Foundation. They're an organization dedicated to research of cures and other preventative measures related to breast cancer. They're a fantastic organization. Even if you can't donate money, look and see if there are any events you can help with. They're just really great. Please click on the information, go to the website, and if you are so inclined, you can donate such things to the campaign, such as a D10 healing die, an advantage, a natural 20, something from the party potion vault. There are many options below. And it all, again, 100% for charity. If you do not have the means, please don't feel pressured to donate. You can also just share us on social media, such as Facebook, Twitter, all the good stuff. Otherwise, thank you for joining.
Absolutely. And I'm going to just take a quick break, and then I will be back in like a second.
Do you want me to pun or no?
Go ahead and pun.
Headphones are on, we see them.
Time for pun of the week!
Woohoo! Do.
Why don't atheists solve exponential equations?
Why?
Because they don't believe in higher powers!
Actually, that was a pretty good one.
Math fun!
I'll give you that one. I actually like that one.
I am most absurd in my element.
You know what? That one didn't actually give me pain. That one I actually enjoyed. Yeah, I actually enjoyed that one.
I'll fix that next week. Don't worry.
Yeah. Like you'll make.
Actually, you know what? I'm glad it didn't. That way, the end of the month will feel so much worse.
Okie dokie.
You can, don't worry, just dread it for now.
I'm not sure it was actually kind of good. Now you've ruined that happiness that you made.
You're welcome.
What can I say except you're welcome for the misery I make?
I like that song.
What?
Mostly I like the tattoos. Those are hilarious.
Yeah. What can we say? She makes puns that go on and on, makes us cry every day, so on and on.
I don't make you cry every day. Just mostly.
Math pun is a bad pun. $15 by Burr vs. Blade.
Yay!
Okay, and that was $15, so that brings the Spellbank up to $60 even, which gives us a new spell. So, who wants to roll it?
Random
I
roll?
nominate. I nominate Kel. I nominate Kel because he nominates everything.
Okay, 6-7. D67. $52. I'll look that up.
We like on Earth 52?
So on a 52, Ray of Enfeeblement. That's always a fun one.
Hey.
F-E-B-L. Gosh, F-E-E-B-L-E-M-E-N-T. There we go. Okay. Okay. And Yama Joe donated $10. Thank you. You can shop down below, or you can just put it right into the spell bank, wherever you would like it to go, Joe, DB. Just let us know in the chat. Or send me a PM. Either way. Anyway, folks, we are back. It is evening at Mad Madam Mims. Luck is just thrown all of his money into the tip trough for Iska, who I assume might or might not get it back. Yeah.
Well, she will. She was reminded to.
Where's Iska? She would love this person playing. You know, I know that person up there. That's Iska. Wait.
So as your confusion mounts, Luck, let's see if you really are starting to forget who your friends are and who you are and where you are.
I set myself up for that one.
Who do you think you are?
Yeah, you did.
I know the drill.
Handed it to him on a platter.
Now serving sanity.
Roll me a d20.
Sanity party of none.
Oh, that's not a good sign.
Exactly.
So, and roll me a d40.
But I got a 7. I'm always scared of these. See, I don't know if low or high is good in this. I'm just scared. I'm just always scared.
That's the point.
Yep, that's the whole point. So, Luck, deep in his cups, for a moment looks around. And he's not sure if he's here or is he back home at Elevation Pit? Is this... What? He came with Faith, didn't he? Where's Faith? Faith was supposed to be here. Wait, no. Who is that? Oh. Do I know? I don't... And then his mind seems to clear, and he's having fun, and there's new people he's talking to, and Iska just played, and he just threw all of his money into the trough, and, yeah, so that's going. Let's check back in. Luna is left with a troupe of Genasi performers.
Whose names I don't know yet.
Whose names you don't know yet because you didn't ask. And Axel, what are you up to?
They call themselves Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Oh, no.
But there's a water one.
The 4 nations lived in peace.
He's the water boy.
So Axel, what is Templar? What is Axel up to?
Actually, Axel would have sort of come to a halt, sort of at the edge of the dancing area when he noticed that Celia seemed to be teaching Iskrin, and he sort of down, watched for a bit to try and watch what Celia was actually teaching, before sort of for a little bit, and then the children came on, and he sort of just looks off to the side near the stage, and just sort of sits there and listens and watches, smiles. He looks over to where Luna was, just looks over to where Luna is every now and then, and he sort of sinks into thought. Just seems to be thinking for a bit. And as sort of things drop down, he just wanders out of the tent and heads back to the cart.
Okay.
Yeah.
So head back to the cart. Iskrin and Celia, we're going to leave you guys dancing. Kel, as you go back up onto the roof after Children of the Children, I need you to make me a survival check. Above all of the noise and the crowd and whatever, even with your limited squirrel senses, you get the distinct smell of animals in the close vicinity. Unfamiliar animals you haven't smelled before.
Can I tell which direction?
Sort of towards the main big giant tent that's deep in Madam Mim's compound here.
I don't want to go there. How? Just.
Do me a perception check.
Is it kind of in the middle, or is there any way I can circle around on the edges?
Oh no, it's at the very back. It's on the edge. You could circle all the way around from the back. It's not in the center. It's in the back.
Oh, good.
Yeah, the biggest tent is like at the far end, sort of like the anchor of the whole thing.
That's what you were about to tell me to roll something else.
I was going to say perception, but if you're circling around, I was going to. That's fine too, as you can just circle around.
Okay, yeah. Because there's no way I'm cutting through the middle of all of it.
So as you circle around
way.
and sort of get out of the noise in the crowd, you begin to start hearing sounds of animals, noises, and you come around to the very back. Now I'll let you do a perception check. You see sort of a fenced, walled-off area with actually sort of not just tent walls, actual hard walls. Within it, you see probably a dozen, maybe a dozen and a half, very large cages that have animals inside of them. You see a group of various humanoids, elves, dwarves, half-elves, humans, all sort of gathered, really, you can't even see exactly what they're looking at, tightly around what must be a table or a stump or something that's been cut off. There's a lot of shouting. There seems to be someone who has like some dancing lights over their head. There seems to be a lot of cheering as though some people, and groaning that some people might be winning money, winning money and losing money with whatever's happening on the table. But pretty much everyone in the area's attention is focused directly on this table and not really around them into this sort of closed off compound with these cages that have animals in them.
Is there anywhere that I can climb up to get a view from above and see what's on the table?
Not really. Just because there's no trees or anything around it. Yeah, I mean,
well,
like
what about the the walls of the enclosure? I mean, does it have a roof?
I mean, that's the thing. You're too far away. It's not high enough that you could get an angle to be high enough to look down, because it's sort of, the table's sort of in the center. Then you have sort of the cages and then the fence. So the closest cage to where the sort of table is probably, I mean, it's a good 40 or 50 feet away from the table. There's really just nothing high in the air.
So there's a large clear area all around it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna try and just sneak closer so I can hear better, if I can get an idea of what's going on.
Okay.
Well, actually, no, because I'm here by the cages. What are in these cages? I want to examine these cages and see what's in them.
Some of them are animals that you haven't seen, large animals. You do recognize some large, they're not necessarily a species that you've seen before, large predatory cats. There does seem to be a weird, strange animal that you've never seen before that has a long, has a long trunk. I mean, we know what it is. You don't know.
Right.
predatory cats with all sorts of different markings that you're not familiar with. There seem to be some hoof stock that you are not familiar with. Some bipedal type simians. Again, you've seen, and you probably haven't seen a monkey or anything like that before. So you're they are animals you are not familiar with and that you have not seen before. But they are obviously animals. They are obviously in cages.
And what condition do they appear to be in? Do they appear to be well looked after or not?
No, they seem to be in good condition. I mean, it's just other than the fact that they're in cages. I mean,
right.
They're the cats are sort of pacing back and forth. The orangutan is sort of sitting there, sort of in the corner.
Number one, as I'm doing this, I'm making a point of remembering these because these are new and I've never seen them before, and I'm just like, I have to know what these are.
Yep.
Just remember them. Then how would I be able to find a place behind one of the cages where I can turn back into myself and stay hidden from
you
the
can
people
do a
in the
stealth
middle?
check. Yeah, I mean, you'd have to roll me a stealth check.
Okay, then I want to do that.
Not so much. Yeah, you you think you're hidden. If anyone saw you, they don't seem to pay attention to you if they did hear or see you.
Okay, I am going to cast Speak with Animals on myself.
Okay.
And what's in the closest cage?
We'll say the orangutan.
I'll say quietly, just hello.
It doesn't seem to say anything back. Doesn't seem to even really react to you very much. Just sort of still sits there sort of dejectedly. Sort of fiddling with, some bamboo that's on the floor.
Hello, can you hear me?
Still no reaction.
How are these cages closed?
Just pretty much basic. They're locked. They don't. For the most part, they seem to sort of think of, it's not like a padlock. It is, like a double catch, so that an animal that has dexterity wouldn't be able to, pull the pins and do it. But they're just, you could, as a human, you could maneuver the locks to open the cages fairly well.
Right. And how many people are in the center around whatever this?
I'd say about 8.
About 8. Do they appear to be armed?
Oh, yeah.
With, what do I see? Do I see daggers, swords, rapiers, bows?
I would say a fair assortment of different things. It's kind of shadowy. You can definitely tell that they have things on their belts. You do see there's seems to be a club. Someone looks like they've got like a long sort of poking instrument type idea, something that is like would be a spear that you could poke things with. That's what you see mainly, sort of things like that. Do me an investigation check.
Great. One of my worst.
Well, that's fine. You do recognize one seems to kind of have a whip because you've seen Iskas before.
Okay. I'm going to go over quietly as I can to the cage where the cats are pacing.
Okay. You believe you make it over there fine with your Actually, since you're crossing across this open area, we'll have you do another stealth check.
Well, I'm circling around behind the backs of the cages.
So give me another stealth check as you go cage to cage all the long way around.
Well, I guess before then I do that. I mean, how are they placed in order? What's in the next cage? Next to this?
Orangutan, then sort of elephants, then lions, tigers, bears. Oh my! I mean,
Okay, I'm going to move from enclosure to cage, trying to get a response out of any of them.
None of them. None of them seem to respond to you.
Really?
Do not respond to you.
Even the cats that are pacing.
Even the cats that are pacing. They keep just sort of pacing and seem to be ignoring you. They seem too caught up in pacing back and forth.
Okay. I am going to, as fast as I can, run to the front of the cage that the cats are in, open the cage, yank the door open, and then run.
Okay. Do me a stealth check and then a dexterity check to see if you can get it open in your sort of rush. Okay. And
oh, that's a save. Sorry.
That's fine. I can go by what the roll was. Okay. So, you run over. You get it open and run off. The door. The cats stop for a second and then go back to their pacing.
Really?
Yep.
I go back to them and it's like, what is wrong? Why won't you talk to me? I've opened the cage. You can go.
No response. Do me a stealth check. You're not sure if someone looked over at you or not from the main table.
I'm going to close the front of the cage and then run again, and I'm going to try and find Iskra.
Okay. We'll give you a... we'll cut back over to Iskra and Cillian. So, Iskra, Cillian, what are you guys up to?
So,
Set's over. Iska did a sort of encore for the evening. Things seem to be winding right down a little bit. It's getting late. Y'all have been traveling all day.
When Celia came over and showed him how to dance, he just had the biggest smile on his face, and he took it all in. He had like that look of peace and tranquility on him. And after a couple of moments of her leading and him learning, he changes colors. His eyes changed. His arm tattoos and colors that swirl on his body, they all changed to a very potent amber. You see his robes shimmer as well, his clothing, and that changes to a deep purple. And he's just got this look of contentment on his face. He's just learning, just taking it all in. It's just wonderful. and he just during the set just learns and just dances with them, and it's good.
So yeah, how do you react to all this? Do me a insight check.
Okay. I rolled crap.
It's a great evening.
I cannot wait until I get reliable talent.
Ishkrin just says, like, just before Children of the Children starts, just looks at her and says, I'm sorry for energizing. Being so close to the anomaly, the bias, it screws up my abilities. I'm glad I was able to reverse the annihilation energies and transfer it and reverse it to you all. I honestly didn't think I was going to reform.
Yeah, how do you feel after that?
Tingly. Yeah. I feel tingly now as well. I felt tingly then and I feel tingly now. And he'll pull his mantle out across from the side to reveal like he's under he's jerking undo one of the latches and like just show the opening of his chest. And you see like the outline, the amber outline over his pale skin of like a rib cage, and deep within that is an even deeper little bit of amber just glowing inside of it. It's like, yeah, it's just tingly, it's energized, it's new, it's good. And then he would do it all back up after showing the flash of energy within him. It's like, yeah, it's nice to feel. God, I haven't felt this way since. Wow, I haven't felt this way since I was with Hadrick and Solomon and no, not Hadrick and Solomon. No, not since I was with Perry. Yeah, not since Perry, Dragons. It's good. Thank you.
Celia will, kind of tilt her head and raise an eyebrow a bit and say, you're gonna tell me some stories about your past lives whenever you remember them.
Am I? Okay. That one?
We'll say about that time, really surprisingly, Kel, in human form, yes, comes running up to you.
He's
Elf!
Elven form, sorry. Non-squirrel, non-wolf, non-bear.
Druid form.
Druid form, yes, in druid form.
There you go.
In his self.
Somebody took a nap.
Yeah.
See his hair.
Aww.
So yeah, you see Iskrin and Celia. So right on the dance floor, Iska has finishing up her last encore and has left the stage, I'd say, by this point.
Ishkrin would like to lastly say, before Kel comes up, Celia, if we survive all this and I can travel again, I'll show you past lives.
Look at you.
Oh, hey, Kel!
Iskrin, I need you. I need your sight. I just come with me. And he grabs your hand and just drags you through the crowd.
As he looks back to Celia, you can see he's closed. His eyes go ice blue, and his mantle goes platinum blue as well.
Magical moment over.
Okay,
Celia just kind of waves. Hi.
What's going on?
Kel's oblivious.
Yeah. So,
So I'm going to drag him back over, far enough away that this time, hopefully, just I try and tell Iskrinch, you need to be quiet, but I need you to look at something.
Okay. So yeah, you guys make it back to this compound with the hard walls, and yeah, you are outside it. Let me. Are you? What's your plan? Just have him like look over the top of the fence type idea?
I'm gonna tell him what I saw. There are these animals. They're in cages. I tried to talk to them, and none of them would talk to me. And it just doesn't seem natural. There are 2 large cats in a cage. They're all in cages, and I opened the cage to try and let them go, and they just didn't go. And can you look and see with your sight if there's anything magical that's keeping them here against their will?
Yeah, sure. I can do that for you. I can do that for you, friend.
So yeah, you don't even need to do a check for this. You look over the top of it, and yeah, the cages are in fact magical and are containing whatever is inside. There is a fairly strong magical aura around the cage that is containing what's going on.
There's a intense aura, just blinding light around it. Wow. He teleports away over towards the cats.
Do me a stealth check.
You know he's a.
Yes,
it's with disadvantage.
Sparkly
Yeah, it's with
stealth
disadvantage,
check.
but there's a chance. They're pretty involved in their game. With a 10, I mean, you appear sort of behind a cage, and you do hear now someone sort of go, "Hey, what was that?" from the table.
Question: how big? I mean, are the cages just resting on the ground, or are they on? I mean,
They're on the ground.
They're just on the ground.
Yeah, but I mean, some of them are 10 feet by 10 feet, 15 by 15 feet.
Right. Okay. Just checking.
Right. So I'm oblivious to that. I hear it happening, but I'm focused on magic, man.
Yep.
Magic. Looking at this, I'm going to try to use Dispel Magic on it. Like, how intense are we talking about for magic? Can I do an Arcana check and then, really, see what kind of spell is actually affecting this?
Okay.
Like, just how powerful a level.
Yeah. Do an Arcana check for me. You got this.
Yeah.
Got tingly.
I got tinglies, man. I am going to cast Dispel Magic on it.
Can I, as this is going on, can I try and sneak back in?
Yeah. Give me a stealth check. Yep, you're fine.
Okay, I'm gonna. Which cage is he at? The cats, or?
Yeah, he said the cats. So.
Okay, so I'm gonna go over there and open the door again.
Okay. So yeah, do me a I guess for you, what is it, charisma? You're a charisma caster.
Yes.
So just do me a charisma check, please.
That was close. I wish it was an advantage.
Nope. It doesn't seem. Nothing seems to affect it. It does not dispel.
Is that because as my spell goes off, is it just not potent enough?
You don't know. I will
Okay.
say with that check, it does seem as though all of these cages are linked somehow.
Ooh, can I follow that link?
I mean, it's easy enough. I mean, they all basically are cross dependent. It's a chain.
On each other.
Yeah.
Okay.
What are you up to, Cal?
Okay, so the door to the cage of the cats are they still pacing?
Yep.
I relayed that information to
As
Phil.
soon as one of them paces close to the front of the cage where it's open, I'm going to, reach in and try and grab its paw or something to yank it out.
Do me a athletic check. You reach in and it's your hand passes through. It's almost as though you can't touch it. Touch the cat.
That's a little strange. I don't see the cat as like a magical entity, do I?
I don't know.
I look at the cat. Or is it just like blinded from the...
Yeah, that's the thing, is with everything that's going on.
Alright.
You know that it's...
Can
Say
he,
nothing good.
can he look into the cage from the open front to see if it's real?
I mean, that's the thing is that it's the bars don't seem to be dependent on the enchantment. So it's like opening the cage didn't break, whatever this field is. Do me another stealth check, the two of you guys.
Not bad.
Let me throw a perception here real quick. Okay.
Now we can see you.
Okay, I say to Iskrin, can you follow where this goes? We have to break this. We have to stop this. This is wrong. This is wrong.
It's like a chain, bud. They're all chained together. You can pinpoint the source of that chain. He's going to stand up and go towards the guys playing cards. Actually, teleport in and sit on the table.
Okay.
And just say, "Hi, guys."
I need you guys to roll initiative.
Non-threateningly. I do this non-threateningly.
Sorry, so yeah, I'll put you guys in regular.
Sorry, guys. It's gonna be like a wonderful, Genasi scene.
That's okay. If you hadn't done that, I was about to just walk over to them. So it would have happened anyway.
So, Kel, you're on a 28. Wow. I'm sorry, Kel's on a 28. Iskrin is on a 6. So you pop into the middle of them. Kel, you are... Let me just get these sort of rolled in.
Non-threateningly as well. Just, sitting on the table.
You're a glitter bomb. Either they're threatened or they're not.
I was going to say, the reality, this is pretty easy. Kel goes first, they go all in between, and Iskrin goes last. So, Kel, you just saw Iskrin pop right into the middle of these guys. They all sort of start back and grab weapons. What do you do?
I shout out, which of you is holding these creatures against their will?
Okay. That it?
And then I will move towards them.
Okay.
And I will hold my action until and unless one of them attacks either myself or Iskren.
Okay. You see all of them grab their weapons, see this person appear in the middle of their tabletop, and hear your words. And there's silence. And he's going to roll a perception check. Cool. And one of them sort of calls out as the rest are all pretty much getting ready to put a beat down, sort of startled, not quite jumping right to an attack, starts to laugh and points at you, Cal, and goes, "Are you kidding me? I had forgotten about the self-righteous Silsu."
Self-righteous? Really? So it's you then?
I am the leader of this troop.
And you're holding these creatures against their will?
Yes, I'm holding these creatures against their will. Oh. Run along, cub. You've no business here.
Oh God, what do I have left? Because this is the same day, so I don't know what did I get? What did I use earlier today?
You just used squirrel, I believe.
No, because this is this is the end of the day where we left.
No, you've traveled. You've in between. This was the day you traveled. You translated all day.
You're at full.
You're at full.
I am? Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You translated all day.
In that case, I will...
Yeah, you're 2 days out. Iskren left on the first day. And then you traveled all day.
Right, but he came back at the end of the same day.
No,
he didn't.
He left at sunset one day, came back sunset the next day, 24 hours later.
Oh, right. God. Ugh.
Anyway.
Time. Wibbly wobbly, timey wimey. So, I turn into a wolf and I attack him.
Okay. Roll me roll an attack.
With advantage, because Iskren's right there. Pack tactics.
Yep. .24 hits.
And he needs to make his saving throw. DC 13 strength save.
Let's see. DC 13 strength save. He does not make it. He falls prone, laughing his ass off. Really? This is what you're going to do? For God's sakes, kid. Auditions are in the morning. Do me a perception check. And Iskren, do me a perception check as well.
Natural 1 plus...
Not bad. 18.
Iskren, when you landed on the table, your bottom is actually quite sore because you basically plopped down on what could only be called a Druidcraft wrestling table where there are seem to be quite a few of vines sort of arm wrestling and battling each other. Kel, you see as the rest of the humans around you, humans, orcs, half-elves, all transform into wild shapes around you, as well as this guy, and he goes, "You really think that we would be worth it to transport real animals through the vice?" And he clicks his finger, and whoosh, all the cages go empty. The sounds of animals stop. "Kid, it's illusions. It's for the tourists." And he turns into an elephant, a woolly mammoth, throwing you off of himself. "You don't want to do this, kid." Actually, I guess he says that before. Nah, he'll stay in human form.
Well, I mean, I've taken my turn, so...
Yeah, no, because they all go in between. So basically, he's like, "You really don't want to do this, kid." I'll say actually he casts Cure Wounds on himself. Iskrin, it's your turn. The healer skipped you last time.
He just looks over at everything just happening, just going like, "Whoa!" Then he like sees the click of the illusion. I'm just like, "Ooh."
On your perception check, you do notice that most every animal that the druids turned into is the same as one of the animals that was in one of the cages. Do you want to do me an intelligence check to see if you put it together? If you don't put it, if you're not putting it together, that Iskrin puts it together.
No,
Iskrin doesn't put it together.
I just
He doesn't understand. He doesn't understand showmanship.
Worst arcane font ever.
I look from the cages to the surroundings, and I'm like, "You guys swap tape. What have you animals done? Like, Kel, the animals are here."
You did hear what the Archdruid said to Kel.
Oh yeah, I was just like thinking, "Oh, that's really cool. Like they took the animals and they became the animals from the cages to here. That's incredible. It's really cool." So looking back, there's no animals in the cages, and he's just laughing his ass off.
Yep.
I cast Calm Emotions on everyone.
Ooh, Kel, you're gonna need to make a wisdom saving throw?
Oh yeah, charisma.
Charisma saving throw, Kel. I assume that beats your DC.
Yeah, DC 40.
Yep, you can keep your temper however you would like. I'll say the rest of them, they weren't angry anyway. They're just kind of laughing at Kel.
Yes, I kind of wanted to put him in a state of, let's get back to our drinks and say, "Ladies, gentlemen, and all others, look, I was having a dance and now we're here. Now the animals are out here. How about we all just have a trough?" Kel, what's a trough?
We'll say it's back to the top of the round with that. You are in wolf form, Kel. You have an you have a druid, a older druid, looking at you. The rest of the people around you have now revealed themselves as druids, and are. I'd say they're just sort of sitting there, kind of watching.
I want them to be non-hostile towards Kel.
Yeah, they weren't hostile before. They kind of were just like, "What? Who's the kid? Who's the tree hugger?"
They've probably dealt with people like that before.
Yeah, this isn't their first time they've had. It's your turn, Kel.
Right yourself, Sue.
The Selsu they haven't dealt with in 14 years at least, but the Selsu do have a reputation for being sort of the Greenpeace of the of the Western world.
So I turn back into myself. I say, "What is your name?"
What is my name? Give me a second.
Existential character
My
crisis.
name is Move Along Cub.
Yeah. Gabriel. And yours?
Gabriel.
I pick up Gabriel's drink and drink it.
Well, I'm not apparently important enough in your eyes, so what does my name matter? I'll remember yours, though, and then I leave.
He just sort of chuckles to himself and looks at Iskrin and goes, "So, you in for the next match?"
What are we playing?
It's a fun little game. It's Druid Vine Wrestling. And you see the rest of the Druids turn back. Then they each sort of make a Druid craft little sort of figure. Kind of looks like arm wrestling, but it's basically with vines. Some of them are thorny vines. Some of them are thicker vines. And he's just like, you bet on whichever one you think's going to win. You do have money, don't you? Do have money, don't you?
I say, I have one better. And I pull out one of the cave dragon spines and say, I have this.
They look at that and...
On the Bluebeard.
Yeah, and goes, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you're in. You're in." Do me a perception. Do me a perception check, Iskrin.
I'm sorry, everyone.
Perfect. You don't notice, but there is definitely a slight nod to everyone around the table because, yeah, they've got their mark for the night. Roll me a 1d6.
I don't have any money anyway.
I know you don't. Let's see. With that, you lose the two swords, an onyx, the thing, and I'll let you pick the fifth thing that you lose as these guys take you to the bank. And but the good news is they give you some gold to make you think that you've actually been winning. So you're going to end up with 50 gold, but you'll have lost all the other items. So
okay, so I lose an onyx.
Yep, an onyx, the two jeweled swords.
Yep.
The cave dragon tooth.
Oh.
And whatever, you pick a fifth thing.
Disguise kit.
And the disguise kit. Okay.
Yeah.
You hear Lyle go, you totally deserve this, right?
Yeah, he does.
Look at all these cookies I have.
Oh, yes. I can't. He's sort of chuckling. He goes, be sure to make sure that I'm with you when you tell Luna. I just want to be there. Whatever you do, make sure I'm there when you tell Luna. Truly. Do this one favor. We've been friends for almost 200,000 years. You've got to do this one thing for me.
Look, I'm sure I can get another handful of these coins. If I just go back there. Because I got another two of these little caves.
Oh, yes, ask Luna for some more. It'll be great. I'm telling you, it'll be wonderful. So
let's go find the rest of them. And I hurry.
And,
I make my way.
Yeah, the druids, Gabriel and the druids are just laughing their asses off with their newfound items and wealth. And yeah, they're telling you the whole time, kid, we didn't think you'd be so good at this game, man. You're just like, you're cleaning us out. I'm not sure if, don't come back, unless you happen to get more of those swords. If you got more swords like that, stop on by.
He says, yeah, my friends have some.
Really? Okay. Just come by yourself, though. This will be our own little, thing. We don't just invite anyone to our parties.
I'm gonna murder him.
There's gonna be so much
Gabriel.
Yeah, Lyle's just like, oh, I can't wait for this. With that, I guess we will say, because we're getting close to the end of, so we need to wrap up. Sorry, we didn't get right through as much as I wanted to because with the late start. Big hand to our friend Good Guy Pie, who saved us there for the first half. And so anything that anyone wants to do this evening that's critical to happen this evening before saying that you end up at the camp to wake up tomorrow morning. We will go over Luna's evening sort of in a flashback. We can, if we can do that, if you'd like.
Sure.
I think that's. How about you, Axel? I know you actually wanted to do some identification. We can go ahead and do that if you'd like.
He basically, well, he's going to spend basically his evening. First, he's going to start studying. I think he'll be studying his runes, and he'll probably go into identification. He might work through the night, getting all these things done. But he's going to start off because introspective time. He's going to start off working on the death rune, talking to Tian about the indigo seed. Just like talking through all this stuff about, how does death work? How does life work? What's the soul? How does it work? As he works through all these things, so he's going to start studying the death rune and maybe move on to the life runes to try and understand these things more.
Okay.
So that's what he's going to be doing during when he goes back after Iska finished her song. That's what he's going to be doing.
So you're going to stay in the camp, to do your studying, or are you going to go off on your own?
He's going to the caravan. To
the wagon.
Yeah. He's going to sit in the wagon so he can talk. He's going to talk it through with Tian.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. Luna, like I said, we can do yours in a flashback. We can work on that. We'll figure out how early or late you got back to the wagon. Or actually, we can even pick up. Tell you what, we'll just pick up with the night tomorrow. Next week. That will work just fine. That way we can actually get through this stuff in the correct orders of things. So, with Iskrin getting taken to the bank by Gabriel and the Druids, we are going to wrap up our session for the evening. And I will send it over to our cast to let us know who they are and where they are from and where we can find them. We will start with Tree-Hugging Druid, who... apparently rocks it on the dance floor.
Dexterity, yo.
Hi, I am Tree-Hugging Druid. You can go follow me on Twitter. I'm trying to get my freaking thing to load, but it does not want to load. Yeah, you can go follow me on Twitter. I don't ever really tweet anything. I mostly just retweet whenever people are on Twitch. And on Fridays, you can find me on my friend's I'm losing it. On my friend's Twitch for Legacy of Akian. It's super fun. Right now, everybody in our group is being chased by a group of assassins. It's jolly good times.
Woohoo! Next, we'll move on to Dragons or Cats.
Hello everyone, hi, this was wonderful. They never stood a chance. I nailed that game.
Nailed it.
Sorry for taking up a bit of way too much screen time with these antics, but they were wonderful. You can find me on the interwebs as Dragons Are Cats. I do some charity streaming as well for a few D&D games on Tuesday nights. Normally we have a Wednesday night game. This week at 8 o'clock Australian Standard Time, and I'm trying to get together a game for Thursday nights. Until then, we'll see what happens. But you can find me on the interwebs as Dragons Are Cats, and this is wonderful. I love this. I love this game. I love you all.
And we are so happy to have you full-time and permanent these days. Woohoo!
Look at that sun.
Yeah. Thank you for both of you guys, for your early morning antics. Next, we'll move on to Tunarth.
So I'm Tunarth in chat. I'm Colin65 on Twitter. I don't do much but retweet this. And Dungeons and Coffees tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Eastern, as we deconstruct today's episode. And tomorrow afternoon at 2 p.m. Eastern for Esla, Power Within, on Team Fredrickson 80s channel, where NNG9 and I and a couple of other fine players are adventuring in her world, and also for charity. So come check us out, donate if you can, enjoy the show if you can't. And yeah, this session. Oh, and by the way, Mr. Iskrin over there, stop apologizing for role-playing. That's the whole point. We all get our moments. So shut up and have fun.
Exactly.
Because we have as much fun watching you as we do doing our own stuff. So really.
I wouldn't agree with the last part. I have a lot of fun doing
Oh.
stuff. But
Oh, that's right, because you have the largest ego in the group. Sorry, good
yes,
guy.
standard.
You've got the hair, she's got the ego.
So,
Should ship you two.
speaking of the one, the only, the marvelous, the clutch host with the most. He's good. He's as good as Pie. He's good guy Pie.
Yeah. I may not have the biggest ego, alright guys? I get that. But I've got the most titles. That means something, alright?
That's
means
true.
Something. I am good Pie. I come from a far land away known as England. It's a strange place here. But you can catch me on Twitter at TooGood2Guy. You can catch me on the Twitches at GoodGuyPie. And next week we will be starting our horror game, Fabulanasia Funsy Doozles. I hate horror games, but I'm doing this because it's Halloween, so let's do this. And we'll be starting with the Outlast series. Huzzah! I'm going to be scared. And don't stop complaining about taking up screen time. We love you. We love you. You're both. And it stops me from making more sanity checks.
Good. Hey, good segue, because I realized I didn't get my last one in. Roll me a d20.
Damn it!
Every time.
I could get away.
Every time.
I shouldn't. Fine.
I'm sorry, I should have brought up Iska's death.
Yeah.
It was temporary. She's only
Yeah.
mostly dead.
We can fix it.
Dramatic moment.
Hey, a 2. That's a good number. I like this.
Are you sure, good sir? Are you sure
I like
that's a good
2s.
number?
I like 2s with sanity checks.
Now,
2s for
hopefully,
sanity
it's a
checks
real
are
one.
good. Yeah, the question is,
Assuming it was a real
or
one.
not.
I hope it is.
So, roll me a d40.
Okay.
And by the way, why did you say England was a land far away? It's just outside your front door. I get it.
Far away from most of our viewers, alright?
Well, if you
Come on.
if you look under that land, you'll find the land down under.
Hey, you're closer to Skagit and Sprocketeer than we are.
That's true.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And we will move on to NNG9. Alicia.
Hello, I am NNG9 on Twitch, where I like to play games that I like and then curse a lot because I suck. I am also NNG98 on Twitter, where I like to live tweet random stuff and like Critical Role and whatever else comes to mind. As Tunark mentioned, I am a part of the Isla Power Within tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Time over on T. Frenchman's 80 channel. Link is in the chat. And all the episodes of her campaign will go up on her YouTube, which is the link above that. I am also part of her Friday Night Fright game, which will be running all this month, Fridays, 8 p.m. Eastern Time to 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Very short sessions, but there'll be one every week this month. So tune in, get spooked with spiders.
Cool.
Also puns.
Also puns. And last but not least, our favorite person. Hey, wow, I really want to introduce you to my good friend right over here. He's so great. He's like the best person ever. I just really like it. I really appreciate it. He comes in from New Zealand every single day. It's my good friend. He's Templar Word. Templar Word, tell us who you are, where you are. Did you like your game? Did you have fun? How can we find you on the internet?
How's that mirror looking, buddy?
I'm going to go slow for this. Okay. So I am Templar Warden on most of the internet. I'm playing Hidden by Axel, the Tabaxi wizard, as you can tell from the Hyper Kitten introducing me. That was a very interesting encounter. I was very nervous about how I was going to actually play Axel meeting Tabaxi for the first time. I was nervous. I made him nervous in the game, and then so that whole interaction was really, really good for getting me sort of in the mindset for how Axel was going to act with Tabaxi from now on. So that was great and exhausting.
Yeah. Tell me about it. I don't know how you have done it for 37 episodes.
I do it in little snippets, and then I rest for the rest of the time. Yeah, so Templar Warden, find me anywhere on the internet as Templar Warden. That was a fun game. Looking forward to next week and level ups.
Yes.
And more
we were going to try to get at least 1 or 2 in today, but just with the start late and everything, it didn't work out for us. So, yeah, I was hoping to get to yours, Axel, today, and maybe even Kel's, but it just didn't quite work out for us. But we will get them on, and if it happens to bleed on into 3 weeks, it bleeds into 3 weeks, because we got we got stuff to do. And anyway, you can find me. I am Tall Squall. You can find me here on Saturdays from 2 until 5 o'clock, right here, DMing the Vice. Theoretically hosting the Vice, but sometimes maybe not. And you can find me in an hour at 6 p.m. Eastern on the Dungeons & Dragons Twitch channel, playing Learn by Play TOA, which is our sort of way to help folks not be quite as scared of of Tomb of Annihilation. However, I've got to tell you, we've done 1 episode and I'm freaking terrified. So it's going to get interesting over there. Again, as everyone said, Sunday mornings, you can find us right here for Dungeons and Coffees, talking about all things D&D. I guarantee you we're going to talk some Critical Role tomorrow morning, so I will give warnings about spoilers, because I know at least 4 of us watched the episode, and I think the other people don't mind or realize that they're not going to.
I wasn't caught up, but I watched it anyway.
Yeah. So anyway, we probably will have some Critical Role talk tomorrow morning as well. And then on Mondays, you can hear me on the Turncloaks podcast, which drops on Monday afternoons. And then on Tuesdays on the Encounter Roleplay channel, playing The Long March, which is the longest march ever. But anyway, thank you guys, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you, everyone, for hanging around through our technical difficulties. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for the donations and for the support of the channel. You guys are all amazing. If you didn't see the tweet, we passed... this community has passed over $5,000 raised for charity since we started broadcasting back last November. So hopefully we can just keep on building that and doing more good things for good causes out there. So then, until next time, gather your friends together and tell a story, because that's what it's all about. Good night, everyone.
Toodaloo. Are you ready?
Wait.